So today we're talking about how business owners should go about investing in property, and that follows on from our previous video about business owners and the family home. For most clients we work with, but for most business clients, property often becomes a sensible part of their investment portfolio, and usually it's just getting the order of investments right for business owners. So we've said this and we'll keep saying this, and we say this to all business owners: the business is always the first investment priority. The family home usually is the second investment priority, and then most businesses then get to a point where they've got surplus cash. Not all businesses get to that point, so sometimes we just have to take some investment steps anyway. But most of the time we recommend that you know that you're ready to start investing in property as a business owner when you've got, your business is well capitalized, you've bought your family home and you're on track to pay it off, and then there's some surplus cash, surplus income that doesn't need to be reinvested into the business. And that's usually the point that we start thinking about other investments. And obviously property is one of those. Property investments sit well with most business owners. They're used to taking risk. Property can be a lower risk than the business risk they're taking anyway. Usually when we start looking at property investments after the family home, the main property investment that we consider first might be a property for the business. So that's usually the first question we ask. Obviously it's not always appropriate for every business to own its own property. It's not always possible. But buying a property and investing in a property for the business usually is the first natural starting point if that hasn't happened already. But if not, if the answer to that is no, and often we've set a plan in place to achieve that for business owners. But if it's not that, then it's a case of considering other property investments, commercial property investments, residential property investments, what makes sense for the individual, and that's no different. Importantly, generally, so there's two important points. For business owners, we usually recommend a separate structure to own their property investments. That might be an investment company or a trust, or sometimes a self-managed super fund. It does not make sense for the trading company or trading trust to own property investments. The risk is just too high. So, but property investments makes a lot of sense for business owners, and just have to happen in the right order or the better order.